And it says we're live on the screen. Hi guys, come on.
Hey.
Jump on everybody that's seeing this right now. I've got guests on the screen. You need to figure out who they are, and you don't know who they are until you get on here. So we're live on Facebook and we're live on YouTube as well. And I guess introductions real quick. So I'm Angie, Mama Badger. Sunny's here.
Trying to see if we're live.
We're live.
Okay.
And he's confirmed that. And we also have, and I get to like throw them on the screen here. So Ty is like on top. So we have Ty from Tennessee, fellow YouTuber. Welcome.
Thank you. Hey, everybody. How's it going?
Excited to share about you and who you are, where you're from, and what you're doing, and everything you got going on.
Yeah, absolutely.
And have you guys been able to throw your information up there yet? And then I'm going to bring in Toby. We got Toby Northen from Kentucky. And Sunny said you need to change your name to Toby from the Midwest.
Yeah. Before I realized that it wasn't Northern.
Yeah.
So we were literally having this conversation. I'm like, it's Northern. And she's like, no, it doesn't have the R. Because earlier today I was like, he should change it to Toby Midwest instead of Toby Northern.
So I learned my lesson. I had to share it with him. And then poor Ty, I'm like, wait, we got to change our thumbnail up. Thumbnail's wrong. Spelled his name wrong. Toby's like, yeah, that happens to me all the time.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, they called my name wrong when I was at my appointment on Wednesday at the VA, and I was like, I'm used to it. Give me the R on the end if I can have some of that, Northern bathroom tissue inheritance money, then I'll be happy.
True. So we got some people coming on. We got Karen from Ireland. Hey, sweetie.
I have no idea how you pronounce that, but hello.
Hey.
Hello, Chinese symbols or Japanese symbols.
He's tired of you saying that. Hello. Good to have you on. Excited to have you on here. And I am going to throw us back on the screen because I want to do a giveaway. I want to give away a beanie because like this month it's Thanksgiving month and I'm thankful for everybody and everyone, so I'm gonna do a giveaway today, and I've got like a little game planned out for us to do to see who can win. I got a stack of beanies.
Nice. Cool.
So you just never know how many are gonna go out the door today.
Motorcycle Showcase is here.
Hey, Michael. So, how are you guys doing? How was your day? How was everybody's day? As you come on here, we want to know where you're from. So, put up your state that you guys are located. If you're on the map, of course, hashtag support bikers so we can all find you. Sunny's got links here that we're
working on it.
Putting, I guess it did go into private chat. So, we're going to throw them up here for everybody to see. And so that you guys can go check them out. So every time we do this, the cool part is we have people walking away with something from this. So as a guest, I know Matt was on here last week and we're like, so how'd it go? And he said by the end of the day or the next day, he had like 5 orders or something of his wood burning signs and all. So that's super cool. Everybody gets likes on their pages or subscribes on their YouTube. So I love this. It's cool. So we interact with everybody as you come on here. If you're a YouTuber as well, or if you have a business that you want to share with everybody, share away. We'll make sure we'll throw it up on the screen for everybody to see. It's all about bikers supporting bikers. Damn it. Put everything on. So I'm going to throw... I got Toby up on the screen top now. It's like, Toby, how was your day, man? What did you do?
Good. We went up to Bluegrass Harley-Davidson. That's our local one up in Louisville, and picked up the wife's new bike. So she's happy.
Nice.
What'd you get?
A 2020 Road Glides 107.
Oh, cool.
Wow.
So she's extremely excited. She's been wanting the RDRS, the whole brake assist stuff, and she's loving that radio thing, especially when they found out when she learned from their orientation that she could customize the color of the radio background. So,
so she's having fun with what's the color of her bike?
it's black. She wanted it solid black so that she could have a clean slate to get any kind of, clean canvas, as she calls it, for paint, or she wants to do like some, what's it called? Oh my gosh.
Pinstriping.
Well, it's like, what they call the inlay, like on a gun handle, where it's like silver or gold. And it's like frille. I can't remember. I can't pronounce it now, but she wants. Yeah, it's a pinstriper could do it, and she wants it like purple and.
Yeah. Get
cool,
old.
man.
Yeah.
So what kind of music does she listen to?
She's way more, I'd say, eclectic than I am. I mean, I like just about everything too, but she's into everything. R&B, well, not everything. Country, R&B, Christian, rock. Not really death metal or anything like that, but
I asked that because Angie's mom rides a Can-Am with a loud ass stereo, and there's nothing says badass bikers like pulling up with Celine Dion blaring.
Yeah.
So I'm wondering what you're gonna have to deal with here.
oh yeah. No, we've had times where we've been riding, our daughter and our son are on the back with us, and she and my daughter will be pulling up to a stoplight we're at, and she doesn't care. They're jamming out to like Pitch Perfect soundtracks or something. So
Oh boy.
Those are the best. The kid box. We have with the kids. Those are always fun.
Kimberly's hanging out in Fort Myers.
Yeah, so Colleen's on here from New Zealand.
there it is. Filigree.
Filigree, there she goes. Or is that nope, that's Karen.
Yeah, pronounced filigree. Yeah.
What's up, Sinister?
Hello.
So we went to a bike fest today. We got rained on. We were soaked by the time we
They
got
said
back.
the weather was going to be good.
Right, till like 6 o'clock, because we got that like hurricane, tropical storm. What is it called? Ida,
Yeah.
something like that. I posted
ETA.
what's the ETA on.
What's the ETA on ETA?
So anyway, we got that. We got caught in the rain, and it poured on us for a little while. But all in all, it was a good day. Wasn't as busy a bike night or a bike fest as normal, but between COVID and a hurricane, I mean, what can we expect?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's Arcadia, Florida, which is just a small town, but they've always had a big turnout, and they've done it a couple of years now, and not too many people.
No.
But it was 9 to 5 too, so I don't know, people coming and going. How far away, Toby, is your dealership from you?
It's about between 40 and 50 miles.
Okay.
It's straight up 65 and then off on the like the 264 or something, the beltway around Louisville. It's on the east side.
So not too far.
So at least
Nice
you got
little
a
ride.
little bit of a ride, right?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Yeah. Yeah, it's where they were supposed to have the Midwest Moto meetup back in September, but COVID canceled it. So their 5 Dirty Bikers are looking to maybe do something in the spring, but it's all good.
At this point,
Who
right?
knows? Yeah. Yeah.
All right. Should we bring Ty over
Yep.
and ask him what he did?
Hi, what'd you do today?
What'd you do today, Ty?
Oh, let's see. Well, right around lunchtime or so, we took off and rode the bikes, met up with some friends, and went up by the Ocoee River here in Tennessee. And, we're looking at the nice, pretty fall colors with the leaves and all that stuff, and captured it on video for an upcoming video. Took the drone out a little bit, and then our buddies that we were running around with, we came back over here and had some beers and ate some chili, and it's been a great day.
Sounds good.
So now we went to Daytona Oktoberfest a couple weeks ago, or 3 weeks ago, and you went to Panama City, right?
That's right. Yes,
How
sir.
was that?
It was absolutely fantastic. I mean, we had a blast. It was the first rally that I had ever been to. So it was just a great start. And then before we went to Panama City, we stopped off in Pensacola, Florida for 2 or 3 days, something like that. And then went over to Panama City on Wednesday, stayed there Wednesday through Sunday. And it was just an incredible vacation. I mean, it was awesome. It was lots of fun.
Well, good.
Fantastic. And then you did a video about it too, right?
Yeah. I did one video as far as my buddy Eric and we took off from Chattanooga and rode down to Pensacola, Florida. So we did that one. And I've got another one that's going to be released about our trip that will come out Friday of this coming week. So, we got a couple of videos out of it. Some of the times while we were down there, I found that I was just really enjoying myself and having fun with everyone, and probably didn't film as much as I could have, but still got a couple of videos out of it, and we had a great time. So it was good.
That's the hard part, right? Doing the filming and enjoying.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
You just want to take it all in. So I find myself doing the same thing, and then we're like, "Damn it, we should have recorded that."
Yeah,
right.
That's
Especially
exactly right.
We meet people, or they're telling us really cool stories.
Come out Friday.
Oops, sorry.
Can we help you? Anyway, and you just hear like a really cool story or something from somebody, and we're like, in fact, she's done it before. Can you say that again with the camera on?
Oh yeah. Right. I had to do that today with our friends when we were out just goofing off. The four of us were talking, and I said, "Okay, this has been a great conversation, but we're going to have to do this again." So I had to go get my camera, and then we had to improvise and make it look like it was so spontaneous when we were just going through it again. So yeah, it's a good deal.
You're like, people want to hear this. We need to.
Yeah.
In the house.
Hey, you. What's you drinking, Smutty? He's drinking.
Well, I did a video this week. I did a Dear Harley-Davidson video this week, just kind of telling them some of the stuff that they pissed me off about. But anyway, one of the things was about $1 Million Bogan. Have either of you guys watched him at all?
Oh yeah.
Yeah. I just started kind of when all this controversy started. I really wasn't familiar with him before that, but since then, I think I've been caught up to speed on what's going on.
I had heard of him, but I hadn't watched him till all this happened. And so I basically binged his Rogue, the 26 videos or whatever, where he rides through Australia and just beats the living tar out of his bike.
Yeah.
But, the thing I took away from that was just his passion for riding.
Yeah.
And I think that, to me, is I would watch him ride anything just because you can tell how much he loves it.
Oh, sure. Yeah.
And so for me, that was like, that's what Harley needs more than anything. People actually out riding that love riding their stuff. So,
yeah.
Well, cool. I just wondered if you guys had watched them too or not. I guess after the controversy, probably everybody's watched them now. But what are you doing over there?
I'm just
goofing on? Okay.
I don't know. I think that guy. I don't know a lot about him, but I mean, from what I've seen, I think he is a great spokesperson for Harley-Davidson, and Harley probably needs a lot more of that at this point. Like you were saying, his passion for riding, he was very energetic. He made riding look fun, that type of thing. So I think probably the whole motorcycling community needs that at this point.
Absolutely, yeah. What about you, Toby? Have you been up to date on?
Yeah, I watched the video where he picked up, or he was talking to, was it Shawnee, or I can't remember the name of the dealership. But when he went there, and I watched that particular one, because I like to see the context and everything of what happens when these kind of things explode, to see whether they're blown out of proportion, or if they're not, or whatever, taken for granted. It's a hard thing. I totally get him. I totally get what he's doing, and Brian the Biker even nailed it really well when talking about his awareness, raising awareness for the mental disabilities type stuff.
Depression, yeah.
But I've watched Between Two Wheels and some other channels, and had just a bunch of different perspectives. And I would lean towards $1 Million Bogan, but I also I think Harley's a little stuck up, and hopefully they're getting humbled by Indian right now, even though I'm a huge Harley supporter. But, you know, they, to some point, PC or not, they kind of got to protect their brand, I guess, you know. And when, I don't know, it's like I said, you could go left and right with it all day, and I think I just think the world's gone too PC anyway, and I won't touch that. I'll just leave it at that.
Well,
he does a lot of good stuff, and
like I said, I don't know why they wouldn't just put out a disclaimer that we don't agree 100% with everything that he says and does, but he's an independent, you know, he's an independent person, and just left it at that, rather than make it a whole black eye, right? Because they draw a lot of attention. Even if it's a 50-50, now they have 50% of the people pissed off, right? Instead of just you know, we didn't have anything to do with that. You know, he rides our stuff. He talks about us, but I mean, we don't pay him. He's not a paid spokesperson. So I would just put a disclaimer out that says, you know, we have nothing to do with him other than, you know, he's a consumer of ours.
Yeah. Where were we at on the?
We're somewhere.
Well, I'm moving so actually, Smitty, I was just wondering, he's drinking his Jack and Daniels and he's telling us.
He doesn't watch the Bogan.
that he had seen him and he's there in your neck of
the woods. Right.
Yeah. So we'll have to talk about that when you're on here.
Guess you know what we're going to ask you when you come on.
I don't know if they're in the same. Are they in the same neck of the woods? I mean, I was watching I tuned in on Smitty one time when he had Outback Outlaw one time, and you know, you can't imagine how big Australia is. You guys might know, but when I talked to both of them, I said, "So how far apart are you all?" And they're like a day apart from each other as far as traveling, and they can't even get to each other by motorcycle. If I remember what they said right, but I don't know. It's maybe he can answer.
Well, they're in the same country, damn it.
We're in the U.S., so. All right, so yeah, those have been the two big things right now. Subjects.
That and Indian's the other big subject. Indian is basically watching everything Harley does and doing it better.
Yeah.
That's my opinion. I mean, that's what they're doing, right? The Road Glide's the number one selling bike. What do? Make a Road Glide look alike and make it with more horsepower, liquid cooled, and better suspension, which is like the three major things that everybody that buys a new Road Glide wants, right? Yeah. So they just did that, and ta-da! I mean,
I didn't do a lot of reading on. I just watched some of it. Does anybody know if those? I know that companies were modifying those bikes from the King of Baggers race, but do we know if they had the stock engines in them? Do we any details on that? Because something my wife asked me.
I know the Harleys were running the 131s. At least some of them were. I know Trask had the supercharger on theirs. I do not know what Indian was doing, and I've watched all the videos, and they didn't really allude to what Indian was doing. But Indian only did a couple videos, whereas Harley did like a whole five-part series. And if you notice on that series at the bottom, it says, "We don't agree with everything that these people are doing." They put a fucking disclaimer on it. Mm-hmm. So
maybe Harley should learn something. Yeah, I mentioned that to my wife because as we were leaving the dealership today, somebody pulled up in a Challenger, and roared out of the parking lot, statement or not. And I told her what had happened about the whole King of Baggers race, and she said, "Do you know if they were equal engines?" And she said, "If not, then," she said, "I don't know anything about it, but if they weren't equal engines, then can they really claim it?" I don't know.
There's a few pieces to that, right? One race, I mean, that's hard to be like the champion of one race. If you're going to do something like that, you have to have a series. Yeah. So for me, they had a pretty dominant stance for sure. They took two of the top three podium places. I thought it was a blast. I think that was probably one of the best things that Harley and Indian could have ever done, because now you've got people watching the bikes they would actually ride race around the track. I mean, how cool is that?
Yeah.
So I thought it was great. I would watch it 10 times a week if they would have 10 races.
Yeah, that's what they said at the end of the articles and stuff I read, was that in the commentators, I think, said something about one takeaway from the races is it gives developers and engineers more to strive for that will get pushed out to consumers and up in mods and upgrades and things like that. So,
Yeah.
Well, they were definitely not stock bikes. I think they did make them keep the frame stock. But I mean, there wasn't, from what I understood, there wasn't a huge amount of rules either, which is why they could use the supercharged one and so on. So I imagine if they made a series, they would be a little more stricter on the rules. But like I said, it was good advertisement for both Harley and Indian. Did you guys see the little electric bike that Indian put out for kids?
Yeah, that's pretty cool, right?
Yeah, it looks like what the FTR 1200 or whatever it is. You know, so Harley had the little electric bicycles for kids like a year ago. They're teeny tiny, nothing like this. Yeah. But like I said, they saw what they did and they improved it.
True that. Very true.
So, I mean, they're doing a great job. I mean, isn't that who you emulate, though, is the leader of the pack?
Always.
So, Harley's going to have to do something, or they're just going to keep, you know, oh, they did that, let's do this.
Yeah. All right, so what does somebody say? Drive 8 hours in USA, and how many states you go through? In Australia, you can drive 8 to 10 hours, and you're still in the state.
Well, I think the only state you can do that in is Texas. But it's a long way from Florida, from where we live to out of Florida. It's a haul. So I know when we went to Georgia to see John Maxwell, it was, what was it, 8 hours?
8 hours.
It was 8 hours. So, yeah, Florida's a long state, especially if you get the further south you get, man.
Now east to west, that's only
east to west, yeah.
Yeah, that ride from Georgia, from the Georgia state line going north to south, that felt like, when we were going down to Panama City, that felt like it took forever. But I don't know, it was probably 6 hours or something like that. But that felt like a long ride too.
Was it bare, like real desolate, or just boring, or what?
No, not at all. I think it really had a blend of some really great scenery, really. I mean, you're in the northern part of Georgia. You've got you still see the mountains and the hills, and then the further south you get, everything kind of flattens out a little bit more, and a little bit more. So it was a good ride. It was a great ride.
And you were in the scenic part of Florida.
Yeah, right.
The flatter and the more sandier it gets.
Yeah, we get all excited when we drive a couple hours. We're like, look at this. We actually got like a curve and a little hill.
What we were excited about when we got into Florida and started noticing, everybody riding around without a helmet on. I mean, it's just something, you can't do that in Tennessee. You definitely can't do that in Georgia. So we got to take advantage of that, going up and down the strip at night one night. It was just, that was just so cool. It was so much fun.
It's a totally different feeling of freedom, isn't it?
Oh, it's night and day difference, man. But I thought I was going to kind of, be a tough guy. We went from Panama City, we rode out to Port St. Joe. And so I thought, hey, I'm going to do this. I'm going to do the whole ride without my helmet. And so we did freeway miles and that type of thing. I got there and I felt like somebody had beaten me with a stick, just somebody had beaten me up. So, 30, 40 miles an hour without a helmet, I'm okay. But anything over than that for an extended amount of time, man, I just felt beat up. I'm just not used to it, but it was so much fun.
So how far away are you guys from like the tail of the dragon?
I'm just an hour and a half, 2 hours away. I mean, that's a pretty common trip for us during
we always go through Tennessee when we go to the tail.
Yeah.
I think we're like, I've mapped it a couple times because we keep wanting to travel down there and just haven't had the time. But it's like, I think it's 4 or 5 hours for us. Not a long one. It's a good weekend trip.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a haul for us, but it's a fun ride.
Oh, yeah.
Tell everybody you got to go ride it, and then just if you ride it to enjoy it, it's great fun. If you ride it to see how fast you can do it, that's a whole different world. So depends on what you want to go for. Because everybody's like, it's super dangerous. Usually, it's dangerous because you overdrove it.
Yeah. I survived.
Yeah.
I can do it. Anybody can do it.
You got all king of baggers on it, and that didn't work out.
No, the Dragon is a fun ride. It's talked about a lot and debated. Is it overrated or is it not, and that type of thing. And I know that's a personal opinion for everyone. I love the Dragon. I like the ride there, and then when I get there, I just kind of like taking it easy and doing my own thing. And you get to the end and you're hanging out with your buddies and a bunch of other people who've taken the trip down there. So I like it. I think it's a great stretch of road. But to each his own, I suppose.
What do you think, Ty? Everybody we talked to has said, don't go in the summertime because it's like trying to go to Walt Disney World over 4th of July weekend. It's like a conveyor belt on the roads, and people that shouldn't be riding at breakneck speeds are riding at breakneck speeds. They say the best time would maybe be like the fall or early spring or something.
We've always went in June.
We went in June.
Okay. Yeah, both times we've went, we're both in June.
Yeah, those
and they were great. Yeah.
We're talking about the Tail of the Dragon, and I know there's people jumping on and off here, and so
it's been hit and miss for me. I think there's a couple of times that we went, it was really busy, and then there was another time that a buddy of mine, we went up there. Man, I think it was on a Saturday or a Sunday in a weekend. It was beautiful weather, and there wasn't anybody around. So it just seemed like you just kind of roll the dice and see what happens.
Yeah. So we figured out Hey Straw Dog's on here. He's from Ireland, but he was in Australia for a while back in the 90s. And hey, John.
Sorry. He said that. I read that when you said that. And I'm like, are you telling me? Are you like, is this IRA conversation you're having here? Maybe. Just kidding.
John's just getting out of Daytona back in the 80s tour days. So, and we've got, who else is on here? I love that. Cool, mate. That's awesome. Just don't ride the Tail of the Dragon on the weekend. Okay, so maybe that's the thing.
Yeah, I've never ridden it on the weekend. We're usually midweek.
In the week.
Okay.
Yeah. Maybe that's what it is.
Yeah, I mean, there's a ton of great riding around the Dragon. The first time we rode it, we got through the Dragon, and then we're riding out, right? And I'm like, holy crap, this is as many curves as the Dragon has. I mean, this is just as good.
That's the truth. I was white just leaving. I'm like, I thought we were done. Wait a second. I thought that was the end. I took my picture. I wrote my name on the side of the building. I'm like, I'm done. Right? And then you just go and go and go. And I think there was finally a little old gas station that we got to stop at.
Yes.
There was a place we could turn off at and just have another break. So beware. Yeah. There's a lot getting there. Did we do the Skyway?
Just a little bit.
Did we do part of that?
That is a good ride. Cherahalla Skyway is probably my favorite out there. I love it. Yeah. It goes through part of North Carolina. The exact route, I'm not 100% sure, but long sweeping curves on that road. There's not the real tight switchbacks like Tail of the Dragon. You can really get moving pretty good on that stretch of road. It's fun and beautiful. The overlooks are absolutely gorgeous. It's beautiful. Right. Yeah.
A little bit more enjoyable because you don't you have so much, right? I mean,
Mhm.
actually enjoy the ride.
Right.
Yep.
So when you get to the overlook and you unload your drone and you spend an hour
That's
trying to get footage.
Yeah.
All right. Well,
I
you know
would
what we
carry them.
didn't ask?
Okay.
We found out what Toby's wife rides.
Yeah.
But what does Toby ride?
All right.
Toby rides a 2016 Road Glide CVO Ultra. So
How you like it?
I love it.
What year did you say it is?
A 16.
A 16. So that was the 110.
Yeah, and then there's a long story behind that. It's bought it with the previous owner. I'm the second owner. The previous owner put the bolt-on 117 on it. So I was like, you can't beat that. So I was happy with it.
And you like the 117?
Oh yeah, I love that. It's got I did a dyno test on it at Louisville HD, which is the other competitor for bluegrass. They did a dyno informal competition, and I ended up placing third, and I was like 109, 111 horsepower. The person above me, I was in third. The one after me was 114, and the one above after that was 124, and that's before the 128s and 131s came out. So this guy had a lot of aftermarket stuff in it.
Oh, cool.
Not bad.
Have you ridden the 110 much?
No, just the one I have. I mean, that's
They tend to be like really hot motors. So I was just wondering if the 117 cooled that off, or if they still run really hot.
It runs a little hot. I mean, I'm glad it's twin cooled, but it has the heat shields on it, but there were times out in Sturgis where it was cooking some legs in Custer Park and stuff like that, but you get moving, it's all right.
All right. And then Ty, we got to figure out what he rides.
Ty, tell everybody what you ride.
All right. I ride a 2020 Street Glide. And I love that bike. I just put I didn't put, but White Lightning Harley-Davidson did it for me. But I've got the Stage 3 119 on that bike. And I mean, I just picked it up 2 or 3 days ago. And so getting used to the extra horsepower and extra punch the engine has. Probably do a review video on that at some point soon. But
is there a break-in period?
They didn't mention if there's a break-in period, and I'm definitely not treating it like there's a break-in period. So I am definitely enjoying the upgrade.
Well, there's schools of thought on break-ins anyway, right? So I always like, you need to ride it this way. And when I worked at Harley, I was always like, you break it in the way you're going to ride it.
Yeah.
So that's how I've always you break it in the way you're going to ride it.
Yep.
So I just
we were pulling out of the parking lot on the way home, and wife hits me on the center and says, "Can you please keep it under 80? Because I'm supposed to break this thing in nicely." And I was like, "Yes, dear."
So Ty, I see your wife sneak in behind you.
Oh yeah, she was taking the puppy out.
Now, does she ride with you? Does she ride her own?
She does not ride her own. She rides with me, and so she went with me for the ride today. And I just one of the videos I just released is just really trying to introduce her to my YouTube audience and everybody get to know her, and trying to put her in more videos and that type of thing now. So.
Good. Where is she?
Yeah.
She'll be sitting next to you.
Yeah.
Bring the wives on.
Yeah, I tried that. That look I got was like, okay, never mind. She was giving me a lot of grief when I was doing an IG live, Instagram live thing with her when they were giving her the orientation on her radio. And she's like, "Are you live with this?" No. Yeah. I told her, "Hey, I told you I'm going to film and take pictures of your experience with your new bike with 2 miles on it. So
Yeah, we want to see it. That's the
Absolutely.
stuff we want to
Exactly.
see. So,
That is the stuff that people want to see, right?
yeah,
Ozark HD said, "Hey, Anonymous is here.
Hey, Dan.
What's up, Anon?"
hello.
what's up, AB?
All right, so I've been wanting to do my little-
Okay, do your thing, whatever. I
Okay.
had nothing to do with this. I'm playing.
He's like, I don't play games, and I'm like, I
Right,
don't
okay,
play
whatever.
games. So so beanie, I got a beanie here to give away. So we're gonna do that whole. I was trying to figure out what could we do on here. So I'm gonna do like a noise, and you guys have to figure out what the noise is and comment. Comment
Hey, it
below.
works. I got college class after this, so you're
Yeah.
setting my brain in the right direction.
That's the last sound was me rolling my eyes.
Okay, so hopefully you guys can hear this. All right, let's do this. Where's the little speaker thing at?
I have no idea. But if you pick it up much more, they're going to see what it is.
Okay, I'm not gonna do that. Okay, ready?
Can you guys hear that?
Yeah,
Can you hear it? No?
I can. Yeah.
I hear something that sounds like it sounds like a clicking, but I can't really define anything.
Sounds like
All right, if any of our fans heard that and
Yep.
you have a guess,
Do you have a guess?
go ahead and put it in the comments.
Put it in the comments.
AB says you can't hear it.
You can't-
does Toby and I, do we get a guess?
Sure.
yeah.
Go ahead, Toby.
Old Dirty Legend said a Zippo.
I'll just take whatever you say. I have no idea, man. I was going to say snapping fingers, but that's what it sounds like.
I don't know. I'm at a loss.
It sounds like a nail file or something.
Yeah.
No? Good.
Oh,
All right.
Lord.
Mouse
Could have
Maker
at least
lighter.
got like bike parts or something to make noises with.
You
Now,
could
if you just sounded off an exhaust in the background, I could figure it out.
When you started up a bike and went, okay, what's the year, make, model of that?
Oh, my Lord. Gone in 60 seconds.
Right. Are those Vans and Hines or what? Well, so you guys both have modified bikes. What exhaust are you running?
Ty?
Sorry.
I went first last time.
I've got Vance and Hines slip-ons, and then I also have Vance and Hines power tools.
Okay.
Yeah,
cool.
All right.
Yeah,
so-
mine are, it came with it. It was True Duels, the Reinhardt Racing headers and pipes.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
Okay, so Sonny, what do I have on mine?
It's like the Hobbit. What have I got in my pocket?
Yeah, you can tell how much she knows about her bike. What exhaust do I have?
He was changing my oil today. I was very happy.
I don't know how happy she was. She didn't even know it was time for an oil change.
Nope. Like, thank you.
She just rides.
I can't knock. I was never mechanically inclined when I first entered the military, and I would say this stays here, but yeah, right.
Oh
I
wait,
was
hold
sitting
on.
there-
I can get you on the big screen so you can tell.
No, I
us.
was a brand new like private in the military, and they sent me down to work on our, I was the new person is always assigned the vehicle to drive for the section, and so it needed its annual service, and of course I got hazed in down there. The mechanics sent me to the motor pool next door for a click ring for a canuter valve.
Right.
I walked all over that installation trying to find that. Different motor maintenance offices all over the place, and never figured it out. I was not a mechanic. Yeah.
We had a when I was a mechanic, we had a smart ass new college grad guy come in that just thought he knew everything. He spent 2 days tearing a car apart, and the whole time he was just trying to start it with the valet key. He changed computers, he scanned it, he took it apart. I mean, for 2 days, and finally the manager came over and he's like, "Will you help him?" And so I went over and switched the keys out and started it up. I knew what it was 2 years ago, but I mean 2 days ago, but he was a little asshole. So.
All right, here's that noise again, because nobody's got it yet. Good guesses though.
Sinister's like loading a clip.
Okay.
Yeah, we're shooting.
Yeah.
Okay.
I give up.
This is going to have 20 questions. Are we talking like, is this something in the house?
It is in the house.
It is in the house.
Is it something every day you send the house or on the bike?
So it's on the
It could kill a mouse.
Well, something that's in the yes, something in the house. Pen. There's close to the pen. So, all right. If you're just jumping on here, welcome. We've got Toby Northen from Northern. I got Northen.
Yes, isn't
Northen.
You pronounce it Northen, right?
Yes, Northern.
Northen.
My wife tells people not now, nor then.
Gotcha. There you go. Perfect. I will always remember that.
Yes, that helps. And
So
we
when I
got
got yelled at in the military by whatever, it was always Northern, get over here. Yeah, whatever.
Can you fix that?
messing with the screen. And then we got Ty from Tennessee in the house.
Toby.
Oh yeah, that was Toby real quick. They both are on YouTube. So if you're just jumping on here and you've not subscribed to these guys' channels, you need to go hit the subscribe button. And I just want to say a big thank you to Toby, because I'm throwing you up here because you have been awesome in helping me out in my videos and just coming back and commenting and keeping me going with me, being a first timer and trying to do this. So I appreciate it very much.
I'm still struggling with it. I've got like distortion in my mic and some other stuff, and I was trying to mess with it until like 1 o'clock in the morning last night, trying to hook up for Senna so I can hear two-way mic, and that wasn't working. I was like, you know what? I'll just go back to what I rode this evening, driving back from there. I'm like, I hope this is recording right. So yeah. The struggle is real.
It is. It's
my first couple videos I did, I voice over them and left the bike, the bike noise in the background. And everybody, and so then I had guys ask me, how did you get your mic to work so well? And I'm like, dude, it was voiceover.
I'm still sitting here like, how did you do an exhaust in the background with the voiceover out there?
You didn't tell me that.
That was a long time ago.
Yeah.
But yeah. So when we had the little red camera, I didn't even have a GoPro.
Uh-huh.
And so I would just the open mic would pick up the entire ride, and then I would just turn it down in the volume and then put my voice in it. So you could still hear the bike and everything in the background like I was motovlogging.
Yeah.
And it works.
It did work. I had lots of people going, "What mic setup are you using?"
So are you guys able to dual vlog?
Yes.
Okay. We may have to take this offline. If that's the case, that's okay. But what is the secret? I'm telling you, I had my helmet
what he said
and all the cords and cables in 1,000 different pieces this morning trying to figure this thing out. So what's the secret?
The secret is a Senna helmet.
Yeah, we both have Senna helmets that have the Bluetooth and everything all built into them. So all we had to do was do the it's not the mic connect. It's basically where we can intercom each other.
Yeah.
And so when we're on intercom, I'm recording. So the other thing is we use the Senna helmets. I use a GoPro Hero 4. The reason I use a Hero 4 is it's the last year they have a Bluetooth adapter that plugs into the back of it. So we're completely Bluetooth. So it's Bluetooth to my helmet. She's intercom to me, and we can have a conversation.
Gotcha. Okay.
So I did that knowing what we were going to do from the very beginning. I researched that, and so that's why I use such an old camera. But the beauty of those old cameras is I can buy them for like $60.
Yeah, no doubt. Yep.
So that's how we do it. And of course, that gives you no answers because you're using the newer So
Yeah, thanks.
Yeah,
Right.
thanks for nothing.
I am super glad that I could help you.
I think you did do a video on it.
I did a video on our helmets. Yes, I did.
Yeah, I've got the Cardo Pack Talk. So my wife and I, we've got the intercom down just fine, so we can hear each other. But I watched this other video. Oh gosh, his name's Percy something or other. Anyway, he's got where he breaks this down, so I can get clean audio. Percy? That's the one, yes, sir. Mm-hmm. So I can get clean audio, but I've just got this awful popping and cracking sound when I do the dual vlog. So I've got to figure that out to get my wife on there, to get her audio on. But it's just a work in progress. What do you say?
So we, on occasion, will have popping and crackling, and I will unhook the end. I'll hang up the intercom and reconnect, and it goes away.
It seems to go away. Yeah.
Okay. So that might be something when you're getting that crackling, just disconnect it and reconnect it.
Yeah.
Because that happens to us. I don't know what it is. Like maybe there's interference in the area, but we'll be going along just fine, and then it'll start cracking and popping. I'll be like, hang on. And when I disconnect and I reconnect, then we're good to go again. So
okay, good deal.
There might be some interference if you're practicing like in the house or something. You might be getting interference from fluorescent light or something like that. So move outside or somewhere else and try it before you throw it in the trash.
Yeah, right. Or through a wall.
Right.
Yeah.
It's funny. We had a company send us basically a pack talk, and I've got an audio with a boom for my helmet, and I took it out of the box and looked at it. But what the system I got so simple, I'm like, do I even want the headache of trying to set that up?
Yeah.
Hey, Sonny, will that work for me?
What?
That boom.
No, because we don't have anybody to set it up.
No.
Yeah, that's one thing I keep like this morning and last night. I keep telling myself for you is how many times did Thomas Edison try to invent the bulb, or the 2,000 times or whatever. I just keep trying at it.
There you go. Yeah.
But you're so right.
I mean, get thrown across the room, but
Right?
Everybody makes it look so simple.
Well, I know Mama Badger wants to go to a full face helmet. So when she does that, unless we buy the Senna helmet, I'm going to have to set one up in the helmet. And personally, I'm thinking I want to go to a 3/4 helmet. And the only reason is for the snap-on face mask. So I hate a full face helmet, but I ride in the rain a lot. So it would be really cool to just stop, slap on the face shield, ride in the rain, and snap it back off.
Yeah, that's true.
So that's kind of my thought on that is I'll go to a 3/4. And Senna makes a 3/4 with the built-in Bluetooth. So I'm good to go there.
So do you all like have to deal with the whole thing of unscrewing the camera and taking it off the mount to plug it into someplace to upload video and all that kind of stuff with to get the video, plug it in on power to upload your videos to like wherever you're going to, or download them wherever you're going to put them to get them started?
So we wouldn't have to. We can Bluetooth to our cell phone and pull whatever we need, but we do. So when I'm done recording, I come home, take the camera, pull the SD card out, and just plug it directly into the computer.
Okay.
And then I'll download everything, and then I'll clear off the card.
And the reason why is because of battery, right? Saves on the battery.
Oh, what do you mean?
Saves on the battery time by not doing the phone, not having
Yeah, so when I ride, a lot of people will they'll have their GoPro hooked to their phone so they can see what's recording. I don't. I have mine set where I can like quick on, quick off. So I will just quick on record so I can make my batteries last a lot longer. Instead of running it for, a full hour, I just run it for 15 minutes to do my video and click it off.
Yeah.
What is
Cardio Freecom 4 Plus. Trying to get all 4 of us on the videos may not work. Maybe a bad idea.
Yeah,
But
okay.
hey, all good ideas were a bad idea to start.
Yeah, if you figure out how to get 4 of you guys and record all the audio, please get in touch with me, because with 2 you ought to help me figure it out in half the time. So, please help. Yeah.
Boy.
So,
Those are riders. What's up?
Somebody else that's definitely helped with me and my moto blogs. Thank you, Dan. Commenting and keeping me going too. Because
So let me ask you this, because we've talked about what you currently ride, but how long have you been riding, Ty?
On and off, maybe 20 years, close to 20 years. There was a period of time that I first started out on a Yamaha V-Star 650, and then I upgraded to a Yamaha Roadstar after that. And then I sold that bike. My children were kind of at that age where it was time to get cars, so it was either dad could have a nice car and a nice motorcycle, and the kids could, just hitchhike everywhere. So I got rid of the motorcycles and, got the kids where they were, older and grown. And then I bought a 2018 Road King a couple of years ago, and then traded that in on my Street Glide. So on and off, 15, 20-ish years, something like that.
Awesome. Now, did you ride when you were a kid, too? Any dirt bikes or anything like that in your past?
A buddy of mine had a dirt bike that we would go out and kind of, tear things up and get in trouble with every so often. But really, that was about it. I mean, I had a little Honda 50cc moped when I was growing up.
Right.
But if that counts. But that's
yeah,
that's really
2 wheels with a motor in it. I mean, you got to start somewhere, right?
Yeah.
All right. Toby, what did you start out on and when?
2008, actually. My first bike that I bought was a 2008 Yamaha Roadstar. And
Came here.
yeah. But rode it around, did upgrades on it, did some stuff to it, and wife was like, if you're going to keep upgrading it, why don't you just do like the Victory thing? Because at the time we were like absolute Harley haters because of the $100 and all that other stuff. So
Right.
Victory was doing kind of like this. And Victory was doing some awesome things. So I bought a Victory cross country tour and rode that around. She enjoyed that. And then before we went to Italy, sold it. And then while we were in Italy, bought an 06 Victory Vegas just to keep the skills up. Got back and my dad gave me a bike of his. He had like I said, there's a story there, but later, but he had an 07 Road Glide that he asked if I wanted it because he was buying a 2011 CVO 110. And I said, if you're not going to use it for trade-in, yes, I'll take it. So, and then she traded in her Victory Vegas for a Road King. So, and now she's got a Road Glide. So
now you guys are all Harley.
Oh yeah. Well, that's the thing. That's the thing about it is, like I said, I don't hate Indian, but I've got some angst towards Indian and Polaris because I really enjoyed Victory, and was not happy when I saw how it unfolded when they first said, "Hey, we were at a Sturgis, rode with Arlie Emery," and they said, "Yeah, we bought the trademark rights and everything to Indian." I'm like, "Oh boy, I see where this is coming." 2 roosters in the hen house ain't good. So, or 2 foxes in the hen house. So,
I don't know why they wouldn't. I don't know why they wouldn't have done like 2 lines. So their Indians are premium line, and then their Victory being their lesser. I think that would have worked, but whatever. I don't get paid to analyze that, but I think a lot of people were upset about that. I had one of the shops, and everybody's like, Victory's going to make parts for 10 years. I had this argument on YouTube like 2 weeks ago with a guy, and I'm like, who's going to enforce that? So
right.
If you have a fuel pump that you need and they don't have it, do you really think the government's going to step in and go, you said that you would make that fuel pump for 10 years, young man. You make them a fuel pump. I mean, come on. if the tooling is not there, they're not gonna make it. So come on. My husband had a Honda 50 for a few years. I think that we all start somewhere, right?
Yeah.
So I have always had this theory about Harley-Davidson. I mean, I say it a lot in my videos. You grow into a Harley-Davidson. When you were buying the Yamahas and the Victories, you weren't there yet. But it seems like everybody inevitably grows into a Harley-Davidson. I don't know how to explain it.
I don't know if mom and dad are still on here, but yeah, I mean, they went through.
I mean, when I was younger, I had Hondas, and you know, and I went through that phase too. And then I grew into a Harley Davidson. It's kind of a strange like dynamic, but when you look at it, that's usually the story for most people.
Yeah.
I started here, I went through this and this, and then I ended up on a Harley Davidson.
Well, we lived in the Midwest too,
Right?
in Missouri, in a Honda. Everybody had Hondas.
There was a lot more diversity in Missouri than Florida. Florida is by far dominated by Harleys.
Yeah.
I mean, if you go to like Bike Fest like we did, there's, you know, 10 other bikes in a sea of Harleys.
Yeah.
So it's pretty wild.
Yeah, that's one of the other reasons we brought we shipped that 06 Vegas back, and it needed to have some work done on it. And I took it up to in Indy. The closest at the time, the closest Victory certified technician was up in Clarksville, Indiana, just across the road from Louisville. And it took them almost the whole riding season just to do a service. I mean, it was terrible. But nobody else in the area, even there's one Adventure Power Sports right across the street from us here, and they don't have a certified technician for it. They, you know, you couldn't find them. So it was like, you know what, this is a financial liability now. It's getting that if you're driving 70 miles to 100 miles just to get a service done, it's ridiculous.
Yeah.
Or a major repair, whatever it might be.
Those will be collectible 20 years from now.
Yeah.
The ones that are still around and on the road, you know, they'll be one of those. At the bike show, you'll be like, man, I remember that bike, you know, 30 years ago. That was pretty cool.
Yeah. All right, so what's Karen talking about? I wish mine had skipped the crotch rocket phase.
Yeah, my daughter wants a crotch rocket really bad. So I've got a V-Rod. So that's in between, right? That's a Harley crotch rocket. I mean, I can't blame her. When I was a kid, when I was 21 years old, I looked at Harleys and thought, those are old man, slow, ugly bikes.
Yeah,
I did. You know, the first bike we bought new was a CBR 600 F4, the black and yellow one. First one they had in town.
Bumblebee.
Yeah, bought it off the showroom floor. I told her if I lived a year on it, I would get rid of it. I got rid of it almost exactly a year after I bought it. But I mean, that was what was attractive, right? It's got to be able to go fast. I got to be able to kill myself on it, or where's the thrill in that?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I think that phase happens a lot. And then you throw in the fact that Harley's got a premium price tag. When you're having babies and buying houses and figuring out life, that has a big effect too, right?
Very much so. Oh yeah.
Yeah.
That's what I always thought growing up. I'm like, you have to have a lot of money to have a Harley.
Either that, or you got to know how to put one together like from a basket.
I know that with me, that was primarily the reason. You know, when my kids were older and I was riding Yamahas, was the price point. You know, I was at a place then when I was younger, I just couldn't afford a Harley Davidson, or especially the type of Harley Davidson that I wanted. You know, I couldn't afford that. So yeah, I think that makes a lot of sense what you were saying. You kind of grow into a Harley as you get a little older. Maybe you've got some, you know, disposable income, and you can, you know, move into, you know, owning the motorcycle you've always wanted. And that was exactly why I bought that Road King when I did. I've always wanted a Harley. It was available, and, you know, just jumped on that opportunity.
Yeah.
Well, and
Makes sense.
Michael makes a good point here, where Michael says, for those reasons, Harley is wasting their time marketing to millennials. For the most part, I truly believe they are. Well, I think personally, what I think Harley should do is focus in the market that they dominate and dominate it.
Yeah.
Right? So make their baggers better, their soft tails. Stay with what they do really good, just improve them. Instead of just saying, okay, we're going to stay with the status quo and do what we've done for the past 20 years, and Indian comes in and they hurt them, you know what I mean? People keep picking them off. Why not be the leader in that market segment? And then the millennials, the Sportster's there. Some millennials will buy that. Otherwise, they'll grow into it.
I say millennials and Gen Yers are going to get old too.
Right. And
they're going to get an old man bike.
What did somebody I talked to the other day was like, the difference between 20 and 40, right? It's a lot more comfortable to ride a crotch rocket at 20 than it is at 40. Who wants to bend over the tank? And then he's like, and then you've got this belly, right? So you're laying on your belly on the tank, and that just isn't comfortable.
Good luck putting the tank bag on there.
There's a ton of truth to that, right? I never really thought of it that way, other than, I've ridden one for a while. I know they're not that super comfortable, but that's the truth. You go from that progression of, I just want something. Now I want something that's, comfortable, looks good, and sounds good, right? You go from super fast to I want everybody in the block to hear me when I start it up and I leave the house.
Oh, yeah.
And so that screams Harley-Davidson.
Yeah.
Well, and put enough Harleys in the garage like we do, and then when your daughter is able to ride, you can be like, well, you got one there.
Yeah. You're riding a Harley, damn it.
Right? Yeah, I was talking with a guy at Bike Fest, and his wife had entered their bikes into the bike show, and they were both crotch rockets, and she's had hers for a few months, and he just got his a month ago, and he rode a couple hours, and he's like, I am dying. And he was our age, 40, 45 or so, and he's like, my back is killing me. And I'm like, so what are you going to trade that one in for?
Well, even the V-Rod that I bought, it's comfortable to ride, but it's not comfortable. Right? Yeah. So I'm still in a good position. My legs are stretched out, but it's not like my bike comfortable.
Right? Yeah.
It's fun.
I'm not comfortable on it at
all.
Would
you ride that from Florida to Tail of the Dragon?
I could. Yeah. I mean,
I think there'd be some change. Well, I don't know.
The biggest problem with that is as I get older, I would want a windshield that I don't have on the V-Rod.
Oh my gosh! Yeah.
I had a windshield on it. It's just so short that all it did was blow wind in my face.
Yeah.
The other problem with the V-Rod is it's so light. When I get next to a truck, it's like the death wobble when I'm on the highway. I mean, Angie saw it one day. We were riding. She was on her Softail just after I bought it, and she's like, you're all over the place. I'm like, yeah, I can't help it. I mean, it literally just blows you everywhere. So not a real great highway bike, but a ton of fun to ride. I mean, if you can pick one up, especially for cheap, I highly recommend it.
Okay.
What are you doing now?
Well, nobody could guess what I did. So.
You're just bound and determined to make them guess again, huh? All right.
All right, you guys want to know what it was?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
They don't care.
Don't care. Scissors.
Oh.
Well, he was close, loading clips. I mean,
Yeah. All right. So the next one, let's see if you guys can get this one.
I think I know.
Yeah.
I would say it sounds like you're dropping alligator clips on the desk.
Alligator clips. No.
Poker chips.
Yeah.
There you go. There you go.
I got it.
Rock on.
We're dropping my. I think you guys have probably heard this before. So I'm creating a chandelier out of poker chips. Have I told you guys that?
Yeah, you've told them.
So I just got to do it now.
Just gotta drill holes in these babies and stick them in the chandelier.
So, hey, do both of you guys have a Ty from Tennessee poker chip? Have I sent?
Yes.
Okay, all right.
Sure. Yeah, that's
Anybody
a cool
wants one?
thing.
If anybody wants one, hit me up.
All
I'll
right.
send it.
You got awesome stickers and poker chips. Sinister Clutch. All right, Sinister Clutch, put it in the comments below. So I'm giving away a couple beanies now. Ty and Sinister Clutch, DM me with addresses. Ty, I've got yours.
Okay.
Yeah, and since you guys are both up there where you might actually wear a beanie, down here there's like 2 days a year you get to wear a beanie. So
early in the morning before the sun comes up, right?
It's just to pull your hair back is for now.
Right. There's been a couple days I put one on underneath my helmet, but I mean, other than that, yeah, we just never too damn hot down here.
Perfect for everybody else.
So you guys got any big plans for next year as far as like any rides, any trips, anything you guys got in the works?
I rock the beat.
Cool.
Yeah, it's a great question for a plug, actually. So Nate, you've probably already heard it. I've been trying to help put it out, but so Tazewell, Virginia,
That's right.
the 11th, 12th, and 13th of June is the Back of the Dragon. There's a place there, a business called Klitsch Mountain Motorworks. They're hosting an event, and they're going to have live music, vendors, food. But we're also they've agreed to let us kind of use it as a hosting location for like a Virginia moto vloggers meetup, so to speak.
Oh, cool.
So I sent there's a Facebook link for an event page. I can share it if anyone wants to, instant message me. It's on Facebook. You can just look up Tazewell. But it's going to be good.
Very cool. And when is that?
11th, 12th, and 13th of June of next year. I know like Blue Bike and Doyle, and I know Mr. G, he lives up there. Mr. McStash lives up in that area.
Moto Sarge. Let me get on.
Yeah, well, Moto Sarge is down with you guys, but he says he's planning on going. But yeah, they're even saying, hey, if you want to come up early, Tuesday, Thursday, whatever, Wednesday, they're going to try and do some other rides just for vloggers coming together. So
that's
usually
the month that we take and go to Missouri. Maybe we take a detour.
Yes, it is.
We usually take that entire month, and we've got family still in Missouri, so we usually ride down through the tail and down through Tennessee and Kentucky and into Missouri. Yeah. So we usually do that in June.
Yeah, Ozark HD Ride says he's trying to make it. I know Jones Rides is in Missouri. He's trying to make it. So there's quite a few that we community failures that
will be there.
Kai, are you planning on going?
Absolutely, yes. Yep, I am planning to be there for sure. Should be a good time. I mean, you watch everybody. You feel like you get to know everyone watching their videos, that type of thing. Yeah. So meeting these guys face to face, that's going to be interesting. That's going to be a lot of fun.
Well, last year, a year ago this time, we went to the FLMM, the Florida Moto Meetup. Blockhead put on. That's where we met John Maxwell and Shade Tree and those guys.
Joe with
the stunt lot. That's where we met all them. So Dank Wheelie, we met him there too.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's pretty neat, right? Because like you said, you feel like you know them from their videos, and also to get to meet them is really cool.
Like Karen said, Karen from Ireland, she's like starstruck. They're like, oh my gosh, can I shake your hand? Can I get a hug? Like, I have no clue who you are.
Yeah, that's the strangest thing is when people like come up to you and start talking to you like they know you, and you're like, Am I supposed to know if you are? You know, how do you know me?
Yeah. I haven't had that yet, but I got a feeling, as when you're going to events like that, you kind of have to expect that's going to happen.
And what happens is it gets that way. Our youngest daughter came home and she's like, I was in was it Walmart or Publix? She was in the grocery store and she's like, walks up to her and goes, "You're Baby Badger, right?" And she's like, I don't know you.
Yeah.
So that Florida meetup that you were talking about, is that something they do every year? I mean, I know with all the COVID stuff.
They canceled it this year because of COVID, but yeah, it's at Ace. It's been at Ace Cafe there in Orlando.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
well,
Blockhead usually spearheads it, so he's got it.
We'll be on a bike, but I might have to swing by there. We're going to be in Disney World next year. When is the event usually take place?
Like this time of year.
October.
November.
Okay, no. We're going to Walt Disney World in the summer, so.
But it's cold. It was cold though. That was the thing. I mean, even for us in
We
Florida,
just caught that weekend, and it was a cold weekend.
It was a cold weekend. I was drinking hot chocolate in Florida. Let's put it that way.
Yeah, Old Dirty met us at FLMM too.
Oh yeah.
So that's the other thing. You feel horrible about it, right? Because you meet all these great people, and then you're like talking about stuff like this, and you don't. You're like, who all did I meet, where, and how? And, I mean, it's pretty wild.
It's a big family.
Yeah, it is a big family.
I have a hard enough time trying to keep up with stickers and stuff that I've sent out and I've received, let alone faces with names and channel names.
Well, it's funny, because I'm a business owner, I do a lot of networking. I used to do a lot more, but Angie will be like, "Hey, Bill called," and I'm like, "Okay, I know 18 bills."
I know.
So just what business is it?
Yeah.
If you'll tell me what business, I know which bill it is.
Yeah.
But it's funny because you get that way. So then you're like right? Channels or nicknames or whatever. The guy we talked to at Bike Fest today, I've met him once before. He's like, "I don't remember your name, but I know you're the Badgers."
That's good.
yeah.
That's why I love the nicknames. I'm a nickname kind of person. So, and truly, like business, I mean, everybody knows me as Mama Badger. I introduced myself as Mama Badger. I remember that. I mean, you guys probably can't even tell me what my name is, but that's just what everybody knows me by. So
that should have been the game tonight. What is my name?
What's my first name?
All right.
So it was Dan.
60 degrees is cold to anyone that lives in Florida. You are 100% right. Damn cold. And I remember when I lived in Missouri, it's 60 degrees. I was like, "Oh, shorts, tank top, we're going for a ride." It's amazing how that changes.
Well, Mama always said, when it's 75 degrees outside, you wear shorts. When we were in Missouri. I don't know why, but.
All right, guys. Any kind of announcements or anything you'd like anybody on here to know? Anything you got coming up? Anything, any contests, anything you know of that's going on that you would like to tell people about?
Go ahead, Toby.
I was going to say, other than the VAM 21, that's it for me. Been trying to push that hard.
Fantastic.
Check out the Facebook event page.
Is it on Support Bikers group?
I will share it there.
Yes.
Yeah, share it there, and then just so I remember, message me the link. I can put it out on our actual page. Which, by the way, we just passed 110,000 followers yesterday on our
awesome guys. Way to go. Yeah.
So that was pretty.
Yep. And we're trying to build up Support Bikers group. We've got, if you guys haven't been on the Badgers and the Biker Lifestyle group, that one's a big one's over 10,000. So you can get on there too. And that's just all bikers. We're just picky. We just want to make sure that there's only bikers that are on there. So if they don't fill out the questions or have a bike picture and their profiles, well, Karen's on here. Karen has to help us with that because we need help monitoring that. But Support Bikers is
open to everybody.
The goal
there is for everybody to be able to share everything. Because I know a lot of groups don't like you like sharing your videos and promoting yourself.
Yeah.
Which I got booted from a group this week because I posted my video in there, and I'm like, it's a freaking motorcycle video.
It's motorcycle related.
You're a motorcycle group. That is far more. That's far more about motorcycles than your political post you just made. So, you know what I mean? So we wanted a place where people can do that. And then the truth of the matter is, if you don't like it, then scroll on by. There's 1,000 other things in the group for you to look at, and that's kind of the way I manage it. If you don't like it, fine, just scroll on by. I mean, it takes 2 seconds.
Yeah. Doing a contest on there too, so get on there and then invite on there too, and I'm doing a contest.
All right, and then Ty, anything you want to announce to everybody?
Yeah, let's see. Well, if you guys would do me a favor, if you check out my YouTube channel, I'm right around the 450-ish range. When we get to 500, we'll be doing a giveaway. So a real easy way to find my YouTube page is you can just go to tyfromtn.com. That'll direct you to my YouTube page, and you can subscribe from there. Check out the videos. Hopefully it's something you like.
Yeah.
Fantastic. Yes.
Yeah.
Let's get him to the 500 mark. So if you're not subscribed, guys, go over there and subscribe.
Yep.
We did the same thing. So we own the website followthebadgers.com, and all it is a site where all of our social media links are at. Because by the time you have Instagram and Facebook, 3 Facebooks, 2 groups, you know what I mean? It just gets overwhelming.
Oh, yeah.
So it's that one. That's that one link dump. Michael White, can I add my Facebook group, Harley-Davidson Mods Australia, to the site? Yes, you can. Because on Support Bikers, it's about creators too, right? So it's not just bikers, it's not just businesses, it's creators as well. What we ultimately want is a mega site where anything motorcycle related you can go find.
Yep.
That's right.
What do you say? I'm old and can't keep up with you guys.
Whatever.
I feel you.
You can drink way more than I can.
All right. Anything else you want to cover? Dear, darling, sweetheart?
Nope. We talked about Support Bikers group and getting on there.
We did.
And yeah.
All right. Next week, we will not have a live because we will be up near Leesburg. So Leesburg Bike Fest was supposed to be next week, and they've canceled it. But a lot of the dealerships around there are doing bike fests. So we're going to take the 3-hour trip up through the center of Florida and go to that. So we won't be back in time to do the live next week. We'll probably do a Facebook Live.
We will. It's scheduled.
YouTube will not let me do a live yet. I guess I haven't achieved that status yet. So anyway, but I can on Facebook. So we usually just go live on Facebook. So if you follow us on Facebook, you'll see what we got going on up there. But yeah, we just won't have a live next week. And then another announcement. So the weekend after that, we're going to really push this throughout the month. But Small Business Saturday. Small Business Saturday is the day after Black Friday, but I don't know why the entire month can't be Small Business Saturday.
That would be the 28th, though.
So if you guys know of any small businesses, have them reach out to us. We want to do a live like this, and we want to just bring businesses in. So we want them to have 10 minutes where they can tell everybody about their product, give them their links, and then put the next business in it. But the goal is to introduce as many businesses in an hour or so as we can to people so that they can have an option. Christmas is around the corner. If they can buy from that local person or that biker over Amazon or Walmart, then we've won. Yeah. So that is coming up here in the next couple weeks.
28th.
The 28th.
Any biker-owned, biker-friendly business, that would like to talk about themselves. And then let's see, the 21st, we're going to have Smitty on here, and Rob with Intended Consequences will be joining us. No,
Is it
intended.
Okay. Anyway, his name's Northern too. Leave me alone. But anyway, so yeah, guys, that would be the big thing. If you do know any small businesses, tell them about what we've got going on. We would love to help them out.
Yeah.
Matt from Burnt Up Wood last week, I think he said he got 5 or 6 orders by the time the show was over. I mean, if we can get each person a couple of orders, if that helps them feed their family and we get something really cool in return, I feel like we've done something good. So that's what we would really like to do. So please help us out. If you know anybody, have them reach out to us. We'll get them on the call. The biggest thing is they can't be afraid to do this, right? We're gonna bring them on for 5 minutes and say, all right, tell us about your business. They can't be like, well,
We'll get them prepared.
Right.
So then,
but anyway, yes. And the other thing, guys, if you know any businesses, have them support bikers. It's completely free for them, but it's just, more people that another way they can be found.
supportbikers.com.
Yes. Okay.
A jingle.
Awesome.
All right. Anything else?
No.
I kind of took that period over. It has.
So,
All right, guys. Well,
yeah.
thank you so much for joining us tonight.
Appreciate it.
To everybody watching us, thank you so much for joining us tonight. And we hope you have a great weekend. And we will see you back here in 2 weeks.
Toby, sorry, hang on, and we'll get off here. So bye, guys. Have a good night. Thank you so much.
Bye-bye.